What's up, good people? What's up, good people? Wake up with me. It's your man, Trayvon Pratt, with AIM, always improving the mind. And we are live, but we got some things to get together. 1 second. Be patient with me. It is 2026, and ain't nothing but love. Let's see. All right, we got it live. Should be able to see me better. There we go. There we go. All right. What's up, good people? What's up, good people? Wake up with me. It's your man, Trayvon Pratt with AIM, always improving the mind. Why do we always got to go through challenges sometimes? Sometimes you like, why? Right? I go to set up, I haven't used my live equipment. I go to set up for the live this morning, and my mic stand broke. Like broke. Like I gotta hold the mic. Interesting. Like things will throw you for a loop. Things will be challenging, but let that be a lesson in itself. Is you got to be willing to go through the challenges to get whatever it is that you're working towards, to get to that end goal, that result, to make it through. You have to go through a challenge in order to persevere. Let's focus on perseverance here. Anywho, I was gonna now, like now I gotta hold the mic. I was gonna like show my shine and stuff, but I need to put something on, but I might just have to put the mic down because I need to put something on. What's up, Bird? I got up early. If anybody wanted to comment, you come over to YouTube, you can comment and you can possibly come on the live with me if you're up and available. What we talking about today? First thing I wanted to say, congratulations, we made it. Acting crazy. It's crazy this morning. Camera acting crazy. Look at that. Camera acting crazy. Hold on. One second. How the camera keep cutting off. Russ. All right. All right. As we were saying. Yes, sir. My guy Bird, bro. Like I said, if I want to see, I gotta, like, I had to keep going back and forth for Instagram. If you come over to YouTube, I can see your comments. I can post your comments like this, and I can do like this, and your comments will be shown on the live, as well as you have an opportunity to come on the live. So I want to start off with asking you guys, what is something you learned about yourself in 2025? What is something you learned about yourself recently from last year? Because I could tell you, for me, one, and it don't have to be like life changing, but one, I love Prince. I don't think it was a day that I went without listening to Prince, bro. Like, I ain't know how bad the dude was. All I knew about was Michael Jackson. I ain't know about Prince. Prince is a beast. And like he still influences today's music. Like people been eating off of Prince, man, it ain't nothing like the original. So you go back to Prince, man. I said it ain't got to be life changing, but that was life changing for me. Another thing I learned about myself, I love the color brown right now. I'm obsessed with brown. Brown, brown and cream. My favorite color combination is black and gold, as y'all can tell from the logos and stuff. My favorite color combination is black and gold, but brown and cream got me in a chokehold right now. Like so much of my stuff is brown and cream, and it was like gifts and stuff. It's unintentional. I don't know how that just like happened, but things happen in the best and the rightest of ways. Let's see. What's up, Ryan? All my good people. Me, top of the morning. Type also. Okay. These are the things I asked, like, what is something that you learned about yourself? Because I want you to pay attention to yourself. Every year, we don't start off the year, we don't do New Year's resolutions over here. We don't do, we don't follow the hype, you know. Everybody talk about like a workout journey, but it want to start in January. That's cool, but if it's not intentional, if it's just like, with everybody, like it's just a resolution, it's gonna be done within like 2 weeks. A resolution is like sticking your toe in the water and saying you went for a swim. You know what I mean? Like mission accomplished. I got in the water, technically. But so we don't worry about resolutions over here at AIM. We focus on goals and intentions. So what's your intention for this year? Let's talk about it. Because 2026, I think 2024 was a year of preparation. 2025 was a year of execution and action. 2026 is a year of intention. Um, I like to say for this year, like all of what I went through last year, which was a lot, was positioning. I was positioned for what I need to do this year instead of trying to do even more so everything. I'm more positioned. And that's what I believe it is for this as well, for you as well. You know, um, but 2026 ain't waiting for you, right? Last year went by fast, quick, fast, in a hurry. Like I'm still trying to think about what happened. I won't do a whole recap. Not just yet. I might do another live on the recap of last year because a lot did happen. Um, I can't even reach stuff. We did update Shine, so Shine now has a new product. It's the lotion and the oil. New scents like this, peace and blessings. Love, love. This is mine, of course. This is why it's used. And I'm telling you, I love it. And people been going crazy about the oil. The link is in the description if you want to try out. You want to get your shine on? Link is in the description. Um, there's always a sale. Originally at $20 an item, but every two items is two for 30, and that's automatic on the website. So go to shinecareproducts.com and get your shine. Um, so we added a new product to the line this year. We did quite a few pop-ups. Um, we created community events. We participated in community events. I think I talked to the youth the most last year. So yeah, um, there's a lot of things that happened. But the last quarter of the year was tumultuous for me. It was ridiculous, man. And I just had to take that time to handle things and get myself straight before I could come in to 2026. Now, within that, I still led with intention. I still reflected. I still decided what I need from this year. So if you want a different year, you have to start thinking different right now. You have to look, you have to get your mind right now. Right now. Get your mind right now. Right? So here's 5 things you can do to get your mind right for 2026. First thing you do is decide your identity before you lay out a goal. It's not what do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? It's who do I want to be? That's your question. It's not what do I want to do, it's who do I want to be? Do you want to be disciplined? Do you want to be consistent? Do you want to be peaceful? Do you want to be a finisher? I consider myself a completionist, right? And hey, look, being self-aware and claiming your identity makes action automatic. It makes action automatic. It makes the right moves reveal themselves easily. It's listening to Prince. Automatic, bro. AUTO-matic. Happy New Year, bro. That's what I'm talking about. You come over to YouTube, I can get your comments right then and there. But that's my boy. That's my brother there. What up, bro? Happy New Year. We in here. 2026. We made it, bro. Another one. So before you decide and identify your goals, you must first identify who do you want to be. You got to ask yourself, who do I want to be? And that comes with intention in itself, and that comes with awareness of self. I really had to pay attention to myself. I had a year where I was like, okay, I'm too confrontational. Then I had a year where I was too passive because I was like, let me lean into patience. And being non confrontational led to people playing with me. You ain't about to play with me. I'm not one to be played with just because I'm not nipping something in the bud. So I had to learn that balance. Like, don't take the kindness, don't take the smile for foolishness, for passiveness, for what's the word? Gullibleness. I am not gullible. I'm not naive either. I like to lean into naivete, but I'm not naive. Uh, I see I see what you're doing. I know what you meant. I heard what you said. You know what I'm saying? I could tell how you thinking about me. I'm not naive. So I had to learn that balance and it took me 2 years. It took me 2 years. One, I started off like, okay, like of course be I could be brash in telling the truth. I could be real blunt and just say what needs to be said. I had to learn more communication so that you can still get your point across without being rude or disrespectful. Like a lot of people, like I just said the truth. Like you could have said it in a manner that wasn't like effed up. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to attack a person's emotions in order to tell the truth or just to be like, I disagree. So I had to learn more communication in that realm, uh, which led to can't have community without communication. More people are willing to talk to me because I'm gonna tell the truth. Now I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but I'm not gonna try to like bring you down or belittle you of what you don't know or what it is. Like I'm also not going to try to spare your feelings. Like the truth need to be said. The truth need to be said. It's a balance in all of this. So that first year, I realized I was being so blunt. That's when I was like, okay, let me not be so confrontational because I was pushing a lot of people away and loved ones. I was pushing a lot of people away by just saying whatever needed, I figured needed to be said when it came to mind. Always, you know that person that's like always just saying something like you looking for the negative, like you gotta ruin a good time, like just saying something. Or that person will actually, I can't stand the well actually ass nigga. I don't like yo. Like I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn communication. I had to learn myself. I was aware of myself. That first year, I realized that I was too confrontational. Everything wasn't a problem that needed to be confronted. So the next year, I had leaned into patience. Let me be patient. Let me be kind. Lauren Hill. And with that, I wound up being passive because I let a lot of stuff slide instead of confronting everything. Everything is not to be confronted. Every action does not deserve my response or my reaction, but there are some that do. There are some that do. So I had to learn to truly pick your battles. Like, I had to learn what was important enough for me to confront, if it's for me to confront, because just letting everything slide, the most, I'll say the most, I don't want to say non-violent because it's not about violence, but the most non-confrontational, the lower self-esteem, the I bigged up people who and made people feel comfortable enough to say and do things to me that they don't do or say to themselves or anyone else around. Why you feel comfortable to talk to me like that? Why you feel comfortable to come at me the way that you doing? Like, oh, I be like, I must apologize. I must have led you wrong. I must have showed you or told you something that made you believe that I was that type of, like I'm not that now. Like I'm cool, but I'm not that. I don't want to take it no further. But just understand, I will not tolerate disrespect now. Anyhow, identify who you want to be. I think I pretty much got that balance for myself. I know this year I'm still recovering from that passiveness and identifying what needs to be confronted because a lot of stuff, I'm talking about a lot of stuff, just does not matter. even when it comes to the thoughts of another person, the way they think about you just does not matter. I have a coworker who, for the last 2 years, saw me as the person that overly optimistic, and it pissed him off because he's a pessimist. So optimism is, you see, glass half full. Nothing ever bad ever happens. Pessimism is the opposite, where it's like glass half empty. Something bad always happens. I rather look for the good. So I am optimistic, but I'm not naive. I'm not overly optimistic to where I think nothing bad ever happens. That's crazy. Like, I know shit happens. So 2 years ago, we was having a discussion, and my optimism came out, and I'm like, the situation that we was talking about had happened to me was when I had got robbed at gunpoint, and he like, I wouldn't have taken that. And it's like, what could you have done if you didn't have a gun as well and wasn't willing to have a shootout and possibly die or kill? Because that's a possibility as well. Then what would you have done? Like, I handled the situation, I think, very well, and they like, you still smiling? Like, you got mad, like, you still smiling? Like, I accepted what happened, learned from it, processed it, and I'm continuing. I choose to be happy. That's my identity. I choose that. I'm not gonna wear the negligence or like the defaults of other people on me, even though it affected me, right? That's not for me to carry like that. So it was 2 years that he had solidified that identity about me. You think that I'm soft, you think that I'm weak, you think that I think, you already lost right there. You think that I think that nothing bad ever happens, and you put me in a category of people for you. Now, my ego, and I got a big ego, my ego said, check this dude. Confront, but my mental was like, when I looked at it, there's no reason. Like, even if I put this guy in his place, one, it's gonna take a lot because I'm gonna have to change his mind. You can't change somebody else's mind. That person has to want to change their mind themselves, right? 2 years, bro, that I was beside this dude. It's a coworker. He had this identity of me. It even went as far as him telling other people sharing his opinion of me, so other people felt that way, whom I didn't even know. New people, people I haven't met yet. So when they saw me, they like, that's that happy-go-lucky dude, like that dude that don't think nothing bad ever happens, and it's like a negative aura around it. For 2 years, bro, I dealt with that because it wasn't important. Like, who is this guy, right? Like, what is it that you actually going to do? Then he gets in a situation where he was about to get in a fight at work, almost lost his job, right? And everybody's like responding to it. I just walked. I just walked away. And later, shortly after that, he see my demeanor didn't change. One, I'm not afraid of you, right? I'm not afraid of a fight, right? I can go toe to toe. And he was like, within everything, like you said, I can't change somebody's mind about me. 2 years and all of that, all of those situations, he finally came to the conclusion of like, hold on, this guy's still smiling. I'm pretty sure subconsciously he realized his own, like even I attempted like to try to shake this guy. There was no shaking me because this was my identity. So it wasn't important for me to confront him. He wasn't important enough for me to confront him, and confronting him wouldn't have changed anything. So I had to learn all of that. Now, again, my ego was like, check this motherfucker. But I was like, "Is no point. Like, what's the resolution? Like, what would happen because of that? The only thing that would happen is my ego gets satisfied. You know what I'm saying? That we probably like bump chest to chest, probably throw a few blows. Maybe I get the best of them, what have you. But the end result of that is we both could lose our jobs. You know, like he still ain't gonna change his mind. You can stomp a dude face in, he's still gonna talk smack. You could knock his teeth out, he's still gonna talk smack. You ain't gonna stop. Like there's no stopping it. There's no stopping the opinions of others. If somebody think a certain way about you, that's on them. So you, first things first, have to decide who you want to be. And after you decide who you want to be, you stand on that. And action becomes automatic. Goals, like the goals will flow out of the identity. Once you claim who you want to be, how you want to be, then that's your why. Your what will follow, which is your goals and your plans. Okay. Second thing, I know I went on a rant there. I said I wasn't, but man, we got some things to talk about. So the first thing that you do to get your mindset, to get your mind right for 2026 is decide your identity. Who do you want to be? The second thing you do is clean up your internal language. Stop saying, I'll try. I'm trying to. I have clearly stated how important wording is when it comes to anything. Like this is why affirmations work in a sense. I don't really use affirmations, but I understand the power of them, of repeated wording, verbiage, language, how you talk, and how you talk to yourself is the most important. So clean up your internal language. Stop saying I'll try. Say I'll do or I'm doing. Stop saying I'm trying. I'm doing. If you try, your end result will be I tried. But if you do, your end result will be I've done. You see the difference? I'll run that back because this is one of the most important things. How you talk to yourself. Stop saying, I'll try, I'm trying. Start saying, I'll do, and I'm doing. This is a person of action. This is automatic switch to belief. The person that'll try might never ever actually put forth any effort. But the person that is doing, the person that will do is already in the process of it. So the belief is automatically connected to it. So I'll run it back again. If you say I'll try, your end result will be I tried. But if you say I'll do, your end result will be I've done. You got me. I ain't even gotta ask. You got me. So take out, catch yourself when you speaking. Pay attention. When I say self-aware, pay attention to yourself. Don't say I want to or I wish I could or you get excited about it and then you like next year. Like it's January, dog. What you mean next year? Maybe in a year or so I could you putting too much distance behind what you want. Instead say I'm going after I am and right now. Like if you're gonna put a timestamp on something, now is the best time for anything. Your nervous system believes what you repeatedly say. Your subconscious documents what you repeatedly say. We already told you, like the mind is the victim to the monster of repetition. So if you're repeatedly telling yourself that you're not able or you're not there or that you're trying, that's what it takes as true, is that you're trying. Ain't no achievement in try. It's doing. So clean up your internal language, man. That's the second thing. The third thing we're doing to get our mind right for 2026, the third thing we're doing is auditing our environment. Mm, mm. Listen, I talk to a lot of people, right? I prayed to have some type of impact. I prayed to be a vessel of positivity and uplifting the mental. I'm in the mental health realm and I'm focused on the mindset, literally how you think, literally. Because it's not about that things don't happen or clearing out or like running away from problems. Like when I talk about self care, I talk about discipline, I talk about willfulness, I talk about consistency, I talk about action. I don't talk about like spot treats and getting away. I don't talk about like running away from problems. I don't talk about like disassociated, like no. I talk about accountability. I talk about, standing up, bro. Stand on business. You know what I mean? That's what I talk about. So when people do talk to me, and I pray to have an impact, right? God gave me all of these people to talk to, far and wide, even you, who are here right now. If you ever had the opportunity to talk to me one on one, within that conversation, there was a moment of accountability, right? I can agree with you, I can disagree with you, but what are you going to do about it? And what was your part in it? Like if there's a situation, what was your part? I tell people like your circumstances do not become you. You may have been dealt a bad hand, but it's about how you play it. Like I've come from poverty, right? I didn't let it become my identity. You wouldn't be able to tell. You wouldn't be able to tell. My guy Utley, shout out to the fellas up and ready this morning. Says water has the longest memory and we're made up of 80% water. So be careful of what you tell yourself because your body won't let you forget. Boom. I'm going to leave that there for a little bit. Be careful of what you tell yourself because your body won't let you forget. Hello? After years, a lot of people had started off like in doubtfulness and disbelief. But after years of me doing this, of me doing this, of me doing this, they then start to ask how. Like they ask how. It may take some time, but then they ask how. So I said all of that because the third thing that we're doing to get our mind right for 2026 is auditing our environment. Audit your environment. Look around. Look around your life. Ask who and what drains me. These are the questions that we are afraid to ask ourselves, but you know the answer. I was just having a conversation with some loved ones. A lot of my loved ones are going through some crazy issues, right? But these issues, I had to remind each one of them, it ain't like you don't know your own solution. You know, you know your problem as well as the resolution. You know what needs to be done. It's just about you doing it. Like regardless. So same thing. These questions that I'm about to give you are questions that you know, but you haven't allowed to set in or you haven't allowed to act on. First questions. Who drains me? What drains me? Where do I lose time? What makes me anxious? And that's an interesting one for me because anxious, nervousness, and excitement share the same hormone. So what could be making you anxious could be making you excited. Like you could be excited about it. Only you know though. Like simple example. Most people most people the day like you might agree to an event or outgoing outing, and then the day comes when it's time for you to go, you get anxious. You might even think you're nervous, but really I think you're excited. The day has finally come. The anticipation all the way up until this time, the time is now. It's about to happen. You know, concert, a date, a meetup, an event, you know what I'm saying? Networking, business, proposal, presentation is finally here. Whatever it is, I don't think you're anxious. I think you're excited. So that's an interesting question. But yes, ask yourself, what drains me? Meaning, what is zapping me of my energy? What is something that like is draining me? Who drains me? Trust and believe. I done had enough conversations with people where I'm like, I only got 10 minutes, dog. Because I can't talk about what you talk about for too long. Like, because at the end of the day, again, accountability. What you gonna do about it? You coming at me years later with the same issues, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You just need to hear yourself real quick. I got 10 minutes for you. But that's because I realized you draining me. I can't let you drain me. I got more stuff to do myself. So I give you 10 minutes, but so look around your life and ask these questions. Then take one of these actions this month. Block, delete, unsubscribe, unfollow, remove, or put distance. Hmm? Every time I declutter my phone never has enough space. And I be like, yo, like it ain't to me, it ain't that much on here. Like the phone itself is eating up the space because of all these updates, but I digress. That's another situation. Um, But the few things that I do have on there, like I got stuff on there from like 2019. I got memorabilia and stuff that I know I got saved somewhere else, but I'm attached to it. I just don't want to, man, delete that stuff. Delete that stuff. You got it backed up. Put it on a flash drive. Put it in a Google Drive. Put it in a folder. Put it on your laptop. Put it somewhere. Put it on some type of storage to clear the space off of your phone. A lot of stuff we just don't go back to, but you holding on to stuff. Delete. And every time I do that, the phone works smoother. I feel better. I'm lighter. Same with your physical space. Remove some of this stuff. You can't have all this clutter in front of you and think that you're going to think freely. No. Remove some of this stuff. Clear some of this space. And the same goes for those previous questions. Who drains me? You might have to block, delete, remove, unsubscribe, or put distance on this person. What drains me? You might have to cancel that out. You know what it is. Answer your own questions. Where do I lose time? I have the 24-hour calendar available in the description. I think it ain't nothing but like $1. Get the 24-hour calendar. You can lay out your day. People, one of the biggest excuses is I don't have time, right? Well, if you get this 24-hour calendar, you lay it out. There's 24 hours in a day. If you were to get 8 hours of sleep and work 8 hours a day, that's still 8 hours unaccounted for. You mean to tell me in an uninterrupted 8 hours, you couldn't do whatever the thing is that you want or need to do, you couldn't do it within 8 hours? You'll see that you actually have way more time when you lay it out. And with that, you'll be like, where do I lose time? You can find it in this by laying out what your task, like what do you do or what do you need to do? You'll realize that you have a lot more time than what you're probably telling yourself. So that's the third thing is audit your environment. You can't create a new year in a toxic environment. It's time for a detox. Hello? Number four. Number four. Number four of getting our mind right for 2026. Set some non-negotiables. Non-negotiables, not goals, but non-negotiables are things like things that like have to happen. No exception, right? And they don't have to be huge. Matter of fact, I encourage them to be small so that they become habitual. Stuff like I move my body daily, intentionally, right? Whether that's like stretching for 10 minutes, whether that's like uh, uh, 100 jumping jacks, whether that's like 10 push-ups a day, whether that's like a walk, like a brisk walk, whether that's like uh, something, but move intentionally. I like yoga. Move intentionally. I move my body daily. Another one is like I read 10 minutes a day. I just explained that we have more time than we think. We don't always have as much energy. And thinking takes away a lot of energy. This is why I encourage writing, because when you write it down, you'll realize that one, you'll realize what the real problems are, right? Two, you take things out of mind. So you're not constantly thinking about it. You can see it. You just brought it into reality. You just brought it, made it visual so you can see it, which makes it more clear to see what the actual problem is. Um, Three, um, you can go back to something instead of, like I said, instead of keeping it in mind and keeping it, trying to keep it fresh in the mind. There are things that I've written down. There are goals that I've written down that I didn't even acknowledge that I achieved. I surpassed, right? Like I prayed for this. I'm past that. I'm so focused on the next thing. I ain't even realized that. I realized it once I've come back to what I wrote down. It's part of reflection. Mm. So writing stuff out, uh, regardless of what you call it, journaling, diary, regardless of what you call it, just writing to yourself frees your mind and gives you your energy back. Movement, reading, writing, little things that can become habitual that can have major impacts on your life. Another non negotiable could be I do one, just one money task per day. That could be checking your account. That could be laying out a budget. That could be saving on lunch. That could be using a gift card instead of money. That could be whatever, compiling your change to see how much you actually have. It could be having a conversation about money. It could be making a small investment or just checking stocks, do something, one money task per day, make it habitual. These become your baseline. Reading, now you're a person who reads, writes, moves intentionally, and focuses on their money. And it can be so simple. Like it don't have to be a drastic change. You don't have to go from not doing something at all to that's all you're doing, right? You don't have to become a gym junkie to get a healthier body, but you do have to take care of your body. You do have to get up and move. You do have to eat right. Drink some water. Put some water in there. I know people that do not drink water. Brother Robert just said we are 80% made up of water. Drink some water, dog. Your year changes when your baseline changes. These become habitual. That's number four, out of the five things that we're going to be doing to get our mind right for 2026. Set non-negotiables. And these things are non-negotiable. You do these things every day, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what somebody says, regardless of the situation, regardless of the amount of time. These are three things that you do every day. These are things that you do every day. And the fifth and final thing that we're going to be doing to get our mind right for 2026 is decide your top investment for 2026, right? And this is an investment for you. Is it therapy? Is it a coach? Is it a course? Is it a side hustle, a side business? Is it a vacation or a retreat? Is it a gym membership? Is it a new laptop or car? Is it a LLC? Hmm? What is it? Regardless of what it is, decide your top investment for 2026. right? People want new results with the same investments as the last year. That's not how it works. Pick one and commit to it. And how you do that? You pick it, write it down, check in on it daily. Check in on it daily, man. I'm gonna tell you, I've had I've had all of these. I've had the therapy, which I'm going to invest more into this year myself. Um, I've had a coach. I am now a coach, the mindset coach. There's a difference between a therapist and a coach. I'll have that video posted soon. A course. I love purchasing into a course because, like, I get the info. Most of the time, I get the information that I'm looking for within that course. Maybe it's just a night, maybe it's a week long, maybe it's a weekend long seminar or something like that. Usually it's virtual. Um, a lot of times the entry be free. The upsell, the next level, the next tier is what you got to pay for. But usually the entry is free. And the entry, I learn a lot anyway. I'm pretty intuitive. So I've signed up to quite a few free seminars and got what I needed or connected with the person on a deeper level to where we could just talk. And within talking, and I'm trying to tell you the magic of a conversation, you learn, you learn. And we are able to trade resources and stuff. So I done had the coach, I done had the courses, I done had the therapy, I've had the side hustle turn into what I now have an LLC for. Um, of course, I love me a good retreat, a vacay. I love me a good vacay, but I don't usually look into a vacation until I feel I've put in enough work to have earned some type of vacation. I don't always need a vacation every year. I have to get this work in. It's accomplishments. Accomplishments is my adrenaline. That's my high. That's what I ride on. Of course, the gym membership. Gym memberships could be as cheap as $10, guys. $10 a month. And with that money, a lot of people don't take stuff seriously until they put some money towards it. So, and you pay for the gym membership because at first I was like, anybody going to the gym, let me know when you could bring a visitor. But that means I'm working on somebody else's schedule, and it was inconsistent. When I finally got my own gym membership, I was addicted. I was in there all the time. And I was like, okay, money well spent. Definitely an investment. So, gym membership, a new item, whether it's a laptop or a computer or furniture. Let me tell you, a new bed that fits you, because there's so many different types. I like a more plush. That's my comfort. Some people like it firm. I can't, my back can't tolerate a firm mattress, but I had to learn that. So once I got the right bedding for me, I used to have sleep problems, man. I get in that bed, I'd be knocked out. That was an investment. My bed cost like 1,500. No lie. But it was an investment. Now I'm a bargain shopper and all that. So I did get it at a discount, like $400 off. But still, it was an investment. That's something that I'm gonna get in every day. Let me get something good that works for me. That's an investment. And the same goes for you. Furniture, footwear, hydration. food. These are investments. I don't really skimp out on these type of things that I consider necessities. You don't have to go super high name brand, and usually reflect the cost doesn't usually reflect the quality, but be willing to invest for yourself. Okay? Those are the 5 things that we are doing to get our mind right in 2026. One, decide your identity. It's not what do I want to do, it's who do I want to be. Two, clean up your internal language. Stop saying I'll try. Start saying I'll do. Stop saying I'm trying. Start saying I'm doing. It's different. Three, audit your environment. Look around your life and ask who and what drains me. Then take one of these actions this month of blocking, deleting, removing, unsubscribing, putting distance between you and what or who is draining you. Can't create a new year in a toxic environment. Four, set non negotiables, things that you would do daily with no negotiation, not even amongst yourself. These are things that must happen every day. And it's as simple as I move my body daily. I read 10 minutes a day. I write a paragraph, right? I do one money task per day. These become your baseline. And that's how habit is created, and habit and what you do daily is what changes your entire life. And number 5, the fifth and last thing that we doing to get our mind right for 2026 is decide your top investment. Therapy, coach, business, course, vacation, gym, whatever it is, pick one and commit to it. 2026 does not decide your success, but your preparation for it does. So leave me a comment. Tell me what version of you is walking into 2026. Describe yourself, describe that version of you in 3 words, right? Describe that person in 3 words. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Until then, this is Trayvon Pratt with AIM, always improving the mind. No matter the adversity, we will arise. Take a full accountability of yourself this year and develop into that person that you see that you are. Alarm going off. It's time for me to go. Much love. This is your Mindset Monday. Let's get our minds right for 2026. Fully prepared. Have a blessed one.